It's been a little while. And I'm tired. Let's do a freaking ASMR Sudoku video though. Cause I don't know. Let's just do it. You know what I'm saying? I promise I didn't cheat. I promise. Let's take a gander. This line looks pretty full. Missing the 1, number the 2, 3, 4. There, 5, 6. We're not gonna get any there. Sweet. How about this one? 1, 2, 3. Could be either there or there. 4. The 5 could be anywhere. The 7 has to be here because those two. Which means the 3 has to be here. And then the 5 has to be there. I think I say this every time, but I'm definitely gonna mess this up, but I don't really care. To be honest. Is that 3? Yeah, I guess there's another 3 up here. Because of this one and then that one. There's another one right here now. So one of those two is a 3, and then any of those 4 really, and then one of those 2. So we're not going to get the last ones for a little bit here. Let's see if we can get any in here, or maybe in here. What are we just missing? A 1 and a 5, I think. We're not going to get it. 1 or a 5, 1 or a 5, yeah, we're not going to get that. How many 1s are there? There's only like 1, yeah. There's literally only 1 1. That's gonna suck. Excuse me as I chew off my fingernails here in the cuticles there. I'm filled with junk right now. Been working on my car a lot. So my fingernails just get like all this gross dirt piled up in them. I'd wear those little black gloves, but they like take away like the dexterity, I think. I feel like it anyways. Like if I'm trying to get like a bolt out, or you know, something, just being stubborn, and I have like those gloves on, like I can't get like, I don't know, my hands feel stiff, even though they're like made out of latex. We're not gonna get any in there today. Did I look in here yet? 1, how about the 2, 3, 4. So one of those 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 has to be here or here. Not helpful. There's a lot of 2s. 1 there, or at least in there. One of those 3, and then one of those 2, one of those 4, one of those 4. Do we have a lot of 3s? I think we do. Yeah, I think I got like almost all of the 3s actually. Let's look at all the 4s. Now let's look at the 5s. that gives us this one. Does it give us any more? Missing the bottom row one. It could be basically anywhere except for these. One of those three is one. One of those three is one. It's basically it for the fives. We got any sixes. Not a lot. How about 7? Boom. One of those two, but that's not very helpful. How about 8s? Not a lot. 9s? What are those? No, it's actually just right here. If you hear like weird sounds that sound like farts, it's probably me making fart noises with my mouth because I am 6 years old. Do we look up here already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, but one of these has to be a 5, right? And the other one has to be a 1. How about in here? One of these has to, this one or that one has to be a 1, 2, 3, 4. 4's gotta be there. Then the 7's gotta be here. This row is getting full. 4, 5, 6 has gotta be there, or there. 7, it's gotta be here. So that leaves 1 and 6 for over here. Does that 7 help over here? It does. I moved the book, and now my train of thought is completely jacked up. 10 out of 10. Gotta be my favorite thing of all time. One, two, three. No. 6. Damn. Any of those 3 could be any of the 3 that it's missing. This whole row is still empty. That's kind of crazy to me. I'll get to that later. It looks ugly for right now. Did that 7 help at all over here? One of those two has to be a 7. No, it didn't really help at all. It's something I already knew. 2, 3, 4, 5. One of those two has to be a 5. 6 has to be one of those two. 7, 8, 9 has to be anywhere. Sick. I need to look at more lines. 4 could be there or any of those two. 5 can be there or there. The 6 could be there or there. The 8 could be anywhere other than those two, obviously. What about this round? Look for a 2. It's got to be one of those two. The 4 could be that. 5, 6 could be that or that. 7 has to be one of those two. 8 could be a lot of them. 9's right there. 2 in here. Bum, 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 bum. The 3. 4. 5, 6. The lack of 6s is really folding me up right now. I feel like I can figure something out with this line, but I keep looking at it and it never really gives me anything useful. I just smacked the mic. Oh, I think it is. Yeah, because there has to be 1 and 7 up there. Yeah. So that's 1 or 7, that's 1 or 7. And that has to be 4. Which really doesn't do all that much. Well, I guess it gives me this 4. Which will then give me this 4. Which is kind of helpful. What else are we missing in this line? The 1, the 2, 3, 4, 5. It's down there still. 6 is up here still. 7, 8, 9 is anywhere still. How about the whole box? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. One of those two is an 8. And then 9. I have no clue. It could be anywhere. It could be anywhere. What other 4 did I get? This one. 1, 2. One of those has to be a 2. Then 5. Either that or that. For 6. It's a lot of them. 7, still be basically any. There's 9 there. 3's one of those 2. 4, 5. Anywhere 6. Anywhere 7, 8. 9. Wow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. What is this? 1 or 5 or something like that? Yeah, 1 or 5. 1 or 5. I think I'm missing something. Something is going right over my head, I think. Where it already has. That I messed it all up. I tend to do that. That's the one thing I do in these puzzles. I'll look straight at a number and then proceed to put that same number right next to it. I've probably already done it on this one, but we'll see at the end if it makes sense or not. We won't know if I get to the end. If I get to the end, that is, yeah. I should probably mark this so I don't keep forgetting. What is that? 1 or 6? That's 1 or 6. 1, 2. 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, one of these have to be what? 1 or. It has to be 1 or 7 right here. Or 7, or 7. So 2 can't be in either of those. We already knew that. 3 can't be in either of them. We already knew that. 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Has to be in one of these 2. Which it really isn't helpful at all. Oh yeah. Just ripped by my house. Hell yeah. Hopefully that wasn't too loud over the mic. My bad. And that's a 1 or a 5. 1 or a 5. All these marks are gonna get out of control if I keep putting all of them down. Okay, that's also 1 or 8. And then, wait, there's an 8 down here. It can't be 1 or 8. It has to be 1 right here. What the hell? Oh, we have another 1 on the board. this is progress, if I do say so myself. So with a 1 there, we're missing the 2. 2 has to be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has to be here, here. 6, 7, 8, 9 has to be here. 5 has to be there. Boom, boom, boom. What are we missing up here? A 1 and a 6, I believe. We'll just mark that. 1, 6, 1, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 and 9. 8, 9, 8, 9. Bum, 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 bum. What else did I get out of that? The 9 here, that doesn't help me anywhere. The 5 here, it doesn't really help me much. I just know it has to be up in this top row now. This 2 just tells me it's in the bottom now. And one of these is a 1. And then the other one is a 2, which actually does help me, I think, because that means 3, 4, 5. The 6 has to be in here, along with the 8, which isn't really that helpful, but it'll make things simpler in the end. 1, 2, 1, 2. We'll do 6 and 8. 6, 8, and then up here it will be 3 and 5. 3, 5, 3, or 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 has to be up there. 7 has to be up there. One of those two. And then the 8 has to be one of those two. I'm not going to bother marking those, but 1 has to be up here. 5 has to be one of those top 2. And then 6 has to be that one or that one. Too many notes. Too much junk on my paper. Water 5, water 5, water 5. 2 is a 4. Also not helpful. One of those has to be a 2. That one's be a 4. 5 is 6, 7. those two is 7. 8. It's one of those two. I think there's like definitely a number or two that are just sitting there, very obvious, that I'm just not looking at right now. Five, 6. What is that? 1, 4, and 6. And we have no clue on any of them. That's wild to me. Well, actually, can that be a 1? Yeah, I think so, technically. And then, can that be a 1? That's the question. One of them has to be. That's the one thing I hate about when put down all these notes. Makes it so... Oh shit. I know I didn't mess up. So there's a 1 here, that can't be a 1. Which means in this row, one of these has to be a 1. So that can't be a 1, it's gotta be the 6. And then that one has to be the 1. Which means this has to be the 7. Then that has to be the 1. And then what else? Bum, 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 boom, bum. What did I mark down before that? 6? Or no, I established that one of these had to be a 1. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 has to be here because there's one right there. And then the 7 has to be here because there's one up there. 8 and then the 9, so the 1 has to go here. Which means that's the 6, and then that's the 1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7's here. 8's here. Which means the other 7 is over here. Is that all the 7s? That's all the 7s. Do any of these get crossed out here? 3 or 5? 3 or 5, 6 or 8, 6 or 8, 1 or 2, 1 or 2. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. 3. There's gotta be one of those 2. 4. It's gotta be that one or that one. 5, 6, 7, 8. Has to be What are those two? What else did I say I need to go over there? Like a 2 or something. I forget. Jeez, I don't know. Let's look up here for a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anywhere 5, 6 has to be in one of those two. I think. Yeah, one of those two has to be a 6. Yeah. One has to be up top. And then the 4 can be anywhere still. 1, 2, 3, 4 can be there or there. 5 can be here or here or here. The 6 can be there. 7 and 8 has to be there or there. Not helpful. Oh wait, yeah, there's a 1 right here, so that's gotta be the 1 over here. Making that the 5. Making this the 3. Making that 1 another 5. Which means this is a 5, and then this is a 6, and this is a 6, and then this is a 6. No, wait, there's a 6 right there. I almost did my thing that I do all the time. I probably already did it somewhere else. There's a 1 there, 2, 3, 4, and one of those two. 2 has to be here. Three or 4. 4 has to go there. Between that 4 is there. 5, 6, 7, 8 has to go here. 1 has to go here. So that's a 2. That's a 1. 1, 2. I'm not missing much. What am I missing? Well, this is a 6. And that's an 8. Which means this is a 6. Which means that's the 9. And that's the 8. That's the 9. Which means that's an 8. And then, that's the 3. Then that's the other 3. Missing that 2, and then we're missing this 4. Banana. That's how you do. That's how you do. That's how you do it. It's yeah. It's not how you do it. That's definitely not how you do it. I don't know who taught me how to do it, but that's not how you do it. I promise that's not how you do it. Oh, God. I don't know why I flipped the page. I'm not gonna do this one. I'm too tired for this grip. Ooh, fingers are stiff.